to 90%. We just need to go that 1 inch farther. And I think, there's a couple bills in Congress that we're trying to push through, but I think eventually Trump's a businessman, and it's, a $200 billion market in the US. And then abroad, we have the infrastructure to manufacture and export it to Europe and Asia and South America and places alike. So it makes sense for us to be the manufacturing powerhouse of the entire world.
So we got Brett here, just met him at AmFest. Could you please introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Brett Worley. I'm CEO, founder of MC Nutraceuticals and Vivamu.com. We're the largest raw material provider for hemp cannabinoids in the world. We supply 30 countries. We're US based out of Denver. And we sell 46 different cannabinoids that are used for functional relief, recreational purposes. And, it's a product similar to marijuana that was descheduled by Donald Trump in the Agricultural Improvement Act of 2018. And it's an industry that's blossomed to about $30 billion since then.
Wow. Do you think Trump will legalize federally marijuana this term?
I'm in government relations, so obviously I want that. And we're going to lobby for full descheduling of cannabis. But, in 2018, a lot of people don't know that he did deschedule cannabis. It was just called hemp. So anything over 0.3% Delta-9 THC, which is what people think of marijuana or even cannabis, is still a Schedule 1 narcotic. But we're able to derive 46 cannabinoids from the hemp plant, such as Delta-8 THC, which is a very common, cousin of Delta-9 THC that we can sell in smoke shops and gas stations and online across the country. So he's already descheduled it to 90%. We just need to go that 1 inch farther. And I think, there's a couple bills in Congress that we're trying to push through, but I think eventually Trump's a businessman, and it's, a $200 billion market in the US. And then abroad, we have the infrastructure to manufacture and export it to Europe and Asia and South America and places alike. So it makes sense for us to be the manufacturing powerhouse of the entire world. My company's set up to supply. This year we'll do about 15 billion 10 milligram doses. So we supplied the world 3 times over, or twice over. We have that infrastructure in order to supply the marijuana trade, the illicit trade, which is a $75 billion industry, and then also internationally. So we're in 30 countries. We have facilities in Netherlands, the Czech Republic, and Ireland.
When you say illicit trade, is that the black market you're talking about?
Correct.
So that's 95 billion?
So yeah, 75 billion. So marijuana, so the Schedule 1 narcotic is 30 billion, but that's legal in states, right? Including this one. And then you have an illicit market of about 75 billion, which most of it's ran on the West Coast. So you got California, Oregon, Washington, Oklahoma even is a huge illicit market. And then you got the hemp market, which is about another 30 billion. So you got about 150 billion right there overnight of market share. And then you got another 200, 300 billion in Europe because it's bigger and it's probably consumed more. So you got a $400 billion market, and that's just the consumption market. Hemp has all these other things, energy, feed, all these things we're relearning. We used to pay the British crown in hemp. So we're relearning kind of all these uses for the consumption market. And then also, we got people working on jet fuel, batteries, all these other things that you could kind of compare to the petrochemical industry. I forecast the entire cannabis market to be about $1 trillion market in 20 years.
Wow. I didn't know you could use hemp for jet fuel.
Yep.
There's a lot of private jets.
I got a phone call the other day. He goes, we're at parity. Can you scale it? He goes, yeah, we're going to buy a refinery. I was like, I want in.
So this thing has a lot of uses then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's shown to grow hogs fatter, faster, healthier than traditional feed.
Really?
Extremely cheap to grow. It's sustainable. It also sucks out all the toxins out of the soil.
Oh, nice.
So you're sucking. It's a good rotational crop. So you got rotational crop. You can then burn it. You can then feed it to the hogs, and then you could also use it as recreational and medicinal purposes for humans.
They need to get it on every farm then, because there's glyphosate and who knows what else in the soil.
So in 2019, we overgrew. We did 170,000 acres. And the FDA came out and said, you can't put it in food or drink. So Coke and Pepsi went out. And then we were able to kind of restructure the industry. It's about when I got in. And in 2020 is when we discovered the ability to sell Delta-8 over state lines, which I'm sure a lot of your viewers will know what Delta-8 THC is.
Yeah.
All it is one carbon bond flipped over. It's just legal marijuana. So you can go on the website. You can just Google Delta-8 THC and ship it to most Republican states. So we call it red state weed. And then blue state weed is marijuana.
Yeah.
So hemp is red state weed. We're in Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama, and Kentucky, every red state essentially. And then marijuana is a blue state product.
Yeah.
It's become very political, hence why I'm in, the government relations sector, because the marijuana industry hates our ability to do interstate commerce.
They say the numbers you're doing.
And I always say it takes them $8 to make $1 for me. So they spend $8, I spend one and we make the same amount of money.
Shout out to today's sponsor, Prolon. If starting the year with a fast feels a little daunting, you're not alone. There's an entire community of individuals wanting to make a meaningful decision in their health, just like you. This is what makes group fasting so powerful and why I'm joining in on Prolon's January Longevity Challenge, which is a coach-led program to set you up for fasting success. Prolon's fasting mimicking diet is a revolutionary plant-based nutrition program that nourishes the body while making cells believe they're fasting. I got all 5 boxes here and I'm starting day 1 tomorrow. It's researched and developed for decades at USC's Longevity Institute and backed by leading US medical centers. It helps promote healthy blood sugar, enhanced skin appearance, fat loss, and improved energy and focus. It all starts with their 5-day program, which contains snacks, soups, and beverages designed to keep the body in a fasting state. No guesswork or planning required, which is a relief after a busy holiday. If you guys are ready to make 2025 your healthiest year yet, order your Prolon 5-day kit at prolonlife.com/DSH. And they're offering Digital Social Hour listeners 15% off their 5-day nutrition program. Use the code DSH at prolonlife.com/DSH.
Yeah, so they're 8 times less efficient than a hemp company.
I remember when marijuana licenses were selling for like tens of millions in Florida.
So it still are.
Oh, they still are?
Yep. Yeah, so we just fought back in this year. A certain large marijuana company put through a bill that would ban hemp.
Yeah.
And this is what I do, is I stop these things. DeSantis vetoed the bill because it was a monopoly play. And that's what they do across the nation is they only let a certain amount of people get licenses.
Yeah.
So then they are 10 million. But then the consumer loses because the product's $80 instead of $10. So the product on my website will be $10 or $20. You go to a dispensary in Florida or Arizona or wherever you are, it'll be 10 times that just because of the efficiency. It's at $8 to $1. So my products are going to be 1/8 the price. I can pay my employees way more. We can invest more into our infrastructure and then we can export across the nation.
Yeah. Where's hemp banned? What states right now?
Anything on the West Coast and anything blue. So California, Oregon, Washington,
Nevada?
Nevada's got some of the strictest regulations.
Really? That's where I live in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never see it anywhere.
No, they fully banned. And the problem is they didn't know what they were doing back in the day. So they actually banned like all the cannabinoids. So we're starting, since we now have a better position of straight especially winning, the Republican Party winning, we're going to try to go back in and be like, hey, you guys really messed up. We need, CBN is the perfect example. It's made from Delta 8.
Yeah.
And it's the sleep cannabinoid that puts you to sleep. So
I tried it.
Yeah.
It works.
It's fantastic. And we have the highest CBN dosed soft gel on the market. And it's an amazing product. It's actually what got me into the space because I was in the CBD space and I thought CBD is good for certain things, but you don't really feel it and it doesn't help most people, unless you're epileptic or something along the lines, or super high doses. I tried CBN. I was like, that's the best sleep I've had in ever.
One little pill.
Ever. So, they in Nevada, CBN's banned.
Yeah.
So they overdid it. And really none of this stuff should be banned because it's small businesses, the smoke shops, the C-stores, the gas stations are the ones selling these products.
And it's all natural.
It's all natural and it's derived, from the hemp plant, which is, again, this magical plant that was banned in the 30s. That needs just some more time, and that's all it is.
Yeah. Where can people look into your brand and find the product?
So my name again is Brett Worley. You can Google me or you can go to vivimu.com and you can purchase hemp cannabinoids and use them for functional relief in most red states.
Boom. We'll link it below. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Perfect.